Hi, Jim Robinson, ProfitTrading.com with the Premium Stock Newsletter. I'm going to show you a few of the stocks that we've got, or stocks that we're looking at. And this stock EXXI we bought on September 9th or September 8th. September 8th it was at like $1.38 a share, and we've been holding it this whole time. That's one thing I'm pretty good at holding them till they move our way, especially if the general market looks like it's moving up, which it does. So that's been easy to hold these stocks. And today it shot up, it gapped up, and I've been bullish on oil. This is an oil stock, and I've been bullish on oil too. So that's one reason I thought this was a good stock. And today this has shot up about 80 cents, and it's at 343. So that's a good one for us. And then a couple weeks ago, this one was more recent that we bought, and this one just shot right our way. Of course, they're not all winners, but this is what we're trying to do, and we're doing pretty good. I mean, the newsletter is doing. I feel great. I feel great about it. That's why I keep. I don't know if you've seen my emails, but I'm saying get signed up for the newsletter because I think you can make some money with it. Let's go in and look. Well, here's where we got long. This one we got long right at $1.10 on 12/14, and that's shot right up to 3. And then it's pulled back here, but this is the 10-10 bands. I follow the high-low bands, and whenever the bars move above the bands, that means it's a strong trend. And the more bars above the bands, the stronger the trend. So this made basically about 15 bars above the bands. So that means that this is a pretty strong takeoff for this stock. So a lot of people would look at this and say, "Oh, the top's probably in." I don't. I think this stock has a lot of upside left. I think this is just a normal pullback in the stock, and we're going to hold this one. I wouldn't sell this one right now, even though it's making a pullback. And what will happen with these bands is we can blow this up a little in a second, or get a little closer in on the picture. But what will happen on these bands is when the market makes a strong bull swing, the lower band will be support, and sometimes it will be right at the lower band, and sometimes it will be a little bit lower than the band. It's just the general area. But I'm looking for support to come in here pretty strong in the 2 area for this stock. Now let's see, we'll move in closer and just take a little closer look at that one. And then I'll show you one that I think we're getting into today. I have a swing trade out for this one, and I've had an entry point in for that for the last like 3 newsletters, and that didn't get triggered for about on Thursday and Friday, and I think it's going to get triggered today. We'll go take a look at that next. Okay, you can see the NVLT took off to the upside, and then it's made, like I said, 10-15 bars above the bands, and now this lower band should be a support area right at the 2 area, and I wouldn't sell this stock right now at all. So that's one good thing if you know how the bands work and you know how the stock market works. And I'm sure the volume was good on this. That's usually I don't buy them, recommend them unless it's good volume. So I'm sure the volume has been strong on this stock. We won't have time to look at that right now, but basically, if you know how it works and you get a big move up like this, it's easier to hold. And because it is easier to hold, because again, we know how these bands work and how the stock market works, and that this strong momentum is probably going to lead to higher prices. So that makes it. We bought it for right around $1. It's at 2, and a lot of people would probably sell that. But we're going to hold it because I'm just sure that this stock has higher prices. And that was recommended 1,000 shares. Again, when I recommend them in my newsletter, the amount of shares is just a suggestion. I mean, you can trade however many you want. On the lower price stocks, I'll usually say 1,000 because that's just a good number to work with. If it goes up, if you buy 1,000 at $1 and it goes up to $2 or $3, you know where you're sitting at for profits and everything. But there's nothing wrong with 500 shares. There's nothing wrong with 100 shares. Whatever you think is right for you. Now we'll take a look at one more real quick here. Here's the swing trade. These last 2 we looked at were buy and holds, and I also put out swing trades where I put the entry point and then a close stop. The last 2 stocks we were just going to pretty much hold no matter what, because I just felt that they were, if they went a little against us, it wasn't going to be that big a deal or anything. And okay, well, we haven't got filled yet. It's POWR. And what I think has happened on this stock is this is the 10-10 high-low bands here, and this is the 14-day stochastic down here. And basically, power has made a bull market correction. This is in an uptrend overall, which you really can't see on this chart, but if we went and looked at a weekly chart, this is more in an uptrend. And it made a low here and a low on the stochastics, and then it came up and it's made a lower price low and a higher momentum reading on the stochastics, and that's a bullish divergence, and oftentimes doesn't happen every time, but that's a place to look for a low to come in the market. And since this stock is headed higher and put in a nice bar here, and it's kind of starting to move above the bands here, what I did in the newsletters, I said let's buy above this bar, which is the high of that bar is 821. I think in the newsletter we're going to go long at 825, and then I think I probably put the stop below this low, so right about 715 a share. So we're getting in at 855, and we would take a loss if it goes against us at 715. This is a swing trade, and then if it moves our way, which I think is what's going to happen, then I would move the stop up as fast as I could, like maybe below this bar to cut down the risk. Then if it moved up a little more, then I'd eventually get it. I try to get it to break even as soon as possible, but I don't want to rush that too much because sometimes that can take you out of a good trade too. So it's a kind of a gradual process. I'd say it'd be a couple weeks before we'd move to break even, but I could get us to below this bar if we got in it on a good move in a day or two, just depending on market action. I'm going to wrap this one up. Thanks for listening to my video. Jim Robinson, ProfitTrading.com. Please sign up for the premium newsletter. I think you'll be glad you did.